G'day runners, welcome to the beautiful northern beaches here in Sydney. We're not a park run this morning. I've decided to mix it up. We're doing a 5k time trial with my local run club, the Vipers. I've been PB hunting at park run for a while now and it's not been happening, so it's time to mix it up and see if we can get one here today.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
It's about 6:30 and it's already 25 degrees, so yet again, not ideal racing conditions. Nonetheless, I'm going to give it a crack, give it my all and see how we go. Now, I've taken a little bit of a different approach this week. As you would have seen from my previous videos, I've kind of taken a strategy where I try to run a very steady 320 kilometer pace in order to beat my PB of 16:45 and then kind of bring it home in the last kilometer or so. What I'm trying to do today, having looked back at some of the previous races that I've done, I've always found that the second to third kilometre I haven't quite put in enough and given myself too much to do coming home in the last couple of kilometres. So I need to make sure in the first 3Ks that I'm not giving myself too much to do in the back end and making sure that I'm hitting those splits. I've taken a bit of a different approach to my warm-up today as well. Normally I'd take a pretty light jog just to the start line, give myself a couple of minutes beforehand to recover. So we decided amongst a few of the guys that we're going to put in some efforts, getting up to race pace, just to be able to flush the legs out and get them really moving and ticking over. Get the lungs working and primed, ready for us to be able to start. What's been happening over the last few weeks is that after about 400 or 500 metres, I'm starting to feel a burn in the legs already, which tells me that I haven't warmed up properly. So let's give that one a go today and see if it makes a difference. So where we're running today is in North Head, part of the Sydney Harbour National Park. I'm lucky enough that I get to run this route 3, 4, even 5 times a week. It is literally my favourite route. There's some really great views. It's a lovely spot to run, nice and quiet. We get a bit of traffic, but otherwise the only other things that we're looking out for is bush turkeys. I know the elevation like the back of my hand, and that's where the controversy for today comes in. And this is where I need your help in the comments. This is actually a net downhill track. As you can see from the elevation, it is quite undulated, but the last 500 meters is a real steep downhill slope. Does that mean that this is a PB or does it not? Let me know your thoughts. I feel like it's cheating a little bit. I don't know why, you tell me. Alright, so that's the scene set. Let's dive into the race. We're 700 meters in. Heart rate of about 171, and as you can see we've already gone downhill round the arches and now we're running back up. Not the ideal start, quite a lot of downhill and then uphill elevation, and we're still battling that uphill now, but we're close to the first kilometre mark and we're feeling pretty good. So we come through the first K in 3:20. We are bang on the money. Feeling good, heart rate's relatively low. Now I just need to make sure that I don't let this second kilometre get away from me. The majority of this kilometre so far has been slightly uphill, so I've had to make a concerted effort to keep on pace, which is what I've tended to neglect in the last few races that I've done. So we come through the second kilometre in 3:22, so we're 2 seconds off where we need to be, and I'll take that all day long given that last kilometre was uphill. Now there's a downhill and round the loop where we come back upon ourselves, and it's a good opportunity for me to be able to put the pedal down a little bit and gain some of that time back. So as part of this race time trial this morning, we've gone out in 2 groups. We went out with a group that was 21 minutes and slower, and then anybody faster than 21 minutes. That's the people that I'm coming past now. It's a combination between our local run club, the Vipers, and the Sydney Trail Sisters. And we're coming into my favourite part of the race now. On a perfect day and a beautiful day, you'll be able to see out across the Sydney. It's not so great today, but I'm going to put an overlay on it for you here so you can see exactly where it is that we're running. If you're ever in Sydney, you have to run this spot. Let me know on Strava, I'll be more than happy to show you the sites, or I can let you know the best places to run. This spot is getting busier and busier and busier. When I first started running a couple of years ago, I used to be able to run up here any time of the day and nobody would be here. This is 6:30 AM on a Saturday morning and it's mobbed. So just about to come up to the 3 kilometer mark, and we've got a climb now for a good 600-700 meters out of the loop that we're in at the bottom here. It's a pretty difficult climb, and I know that I need to really focus to make sure that I'm staying to my time. If I have to put in the extra effort up the hills, I'm going to do that. I don't want to give myself too much to do in that last couple of kilometers. All right, we're through the 3rd kilometer in 3:16. Guys.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
I'm just thinking to myself, if I can get out of this climb and stay on time, I've got a chance. My splits are dropping off a little bit, down to a 3:25 kilometer. It's so tough to be able to keep that pace going up these hills and not completely blowing everything. So I'm being conscious of not going too hard and completely blowing my heart rate. Once we get to the top of this climb, it's pretty flat from there on out until we get to that last 500 meters where it's downhill. So I know that if I can stay on pace, I'm in PB territory. So we come through that 3rd kilometer in 3:20. I'm feeling it a little bit in the lungs, as you can hear from my breathing. Definitely on here, and my heart rate's in a pretty good spot. So I know that if I can hold out for this last kilometer, even if I just average at a 3:20, despite the fact that it's downhill, I'm gonna make it. I'll leave you to watch it all its glory as I give it full send down this last kilometer to the arches. So we come through the arches and I look down at my watch and there's another 30 meters or so to go. I'm not letting Strava rob me of another one. We come across the line in a 3:04. Can you believe it? That downhill certainly helped, but I did give it an absolute send. And as you can see from my reaction, I'm absolutely delighted. I can't believe that I've done it. My Teletubby friend has got a PB himself after drafting me the entire way, as well as some of the other boys coming through. So it's definitely been a fast track. Let me know in your comments what you think about that last 500 meters being downhill. Does it help that much? How much do you think it actually took off my time? I'm all ears. So we came across the line in 16:26, which is a massive 19 seconds PB. To say that I'm stoked would be an understatement, but there is a little tinge of regret, I'd say. I don't know if regret's the right word, but definitely feels a little bittersweet. But overall, I'm absolutely stoked just to have run that time and to see some of the other guys coming across in such good times as well. Everyone's had a cracking morning out. Here's that elevation chart again, and look, whilst it's a net downhill, I think overall the fact that there are still some quite significant climbs probably actually makes up for it all. So yeah, I think I should be pretty pleased with this one. Also, from a heart rate perspective, I didn't quite get as high as I had done in Parkrun, which makes me think I've actually paced this a bit better. I've definitely been listening to my own advice in my 5k training tips, which you can see here. They've certainly helped me over the course of the last 6 weeks or so, and I'm really pleased to have got this PB today. I don't think I could have done it if I didn't adopt that type of training, so make sure you have a watch. Please like and subscribe. Ta-ra!
Check your watch, keep going if you need to. Check your watch, lads, the finish is a bit further up. Finish is a bit further, guys. Come on, last 100, last 50. Come on, mate, last 50. Come on, Christy, mate. Last 50 down to there.